Hey, hello, how y'all doing? I'm here. Happy Halloween, or whatever you choose to call said holiday. I'm going to be here with you, sharing my thoughts, sharing a few things, uh, and getting you to think from a perspective that you don't always think from. So, welcome to Thursdays Live with your man D Real right here in the building. Say what's up like y'all always do, cause y'all rock with me the way I rock with you. Ooh, that rhyme. See, got bars. Don't even know it. But I'm gonna shut up talking to myself and wait for the pull up. Uh-oh. Hey, come on, y'all. Got myself stirring cup again. Yes. Wee. Stir my tea and my fancy French vanilla flavor in it. I, if you are here, I am thinking of making a new Friday Vibin logo, and I want to use this character and probably a character that has dreads, so I can, like do an action fig, do the Friday Vibin with me and Theo action. You know what? I just do it and let y'all see it, and then y'all can tell me what y'all think about it. Y'all out trick or treating? Y'all out bag snatching? Because I know on the East Coast it's about 9. So, well, closer to 9:30, closer to 9:45 now. But just saying, wouldn't y'all be about done? You know? Because they already tricking and treating here, but I ain't got nothing up saying, oh, yes, children, come to my home. Because I don't want to. I can't have a bunch of candy. So why should I celebrate kids that they get to have a bunch of candy? Professor, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Um, I am fine. Thank you for asking. If you were asking, I'm in a surprisingly good mood. I'm supposed to be in a good mood. This is supposed to be quote. How come Halloween isn't an official holiday? Because people have more fun at work on Halloween. You know what I mean? Halloween, because Halloween isn't an official holiday. You know what I'm saying? So you come to work, but we still kind of treat it like a holiday at work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't been in workplaces that fool around and put on costumes and do that kind of thing, but I'm familiar with the dynamic. So ain't nobody ain't nobody petitioning Congress to make Halloween an official holiday. They like, we get enough holidays off during the year as it is. Paul Martin, how you doing, sir? How you doing, sir? Uh, and Kamoyo is home now, so that means he is in the building and he's gonna be kicking it with us tonight. Like I said, I'll kick off when it's time to kick off. Black Panthro. Sword of Omen. I'm looking at my Sword of Omens right now. I'm getting ready to go grab it just so you can look at it. It's actually kind of. Let's go. Let's go. What is that? Oh, that's a bottle cap. Wow. Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Well, it obviously didn't work because I'm still wearing glasses. You know what? I think I need a sword near me just cuz. So I'm going to put the Sword of Omens right here next to Aurora's Visage. There we go. So, yeah, now I got a weapons rack. I haven't put it up yet. 2 years and I haven't put my weapons rack up yet. Um I am a collector of blades and bladed weapons. I even have a US cavalry saber. Y'all trickling in. Y'all trickling in. Y'all keep trickling in. Yeah, and as y'all trickle, I'm gonna hit these topics. Well, I'm gonna get ready to hit them. Do 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Anansi, what's going on, sir? Long time no see. Cool sort of omens. Did they ever make a book of omens? If not, they should. Not to my knowledge, Anansi. I don't know if there is a book of omens. Um, folks, peep the fancy mug. Are you hating on my fancy mug? Come on, yo. Just for that. Yeah. It's a self-stirring mug. It was a birthday present. What am I supposed to do? But people know I like little techie, gadgety, make your life simpler kind of things. I mean, this is excessive, but damn it, I deserve excessive. Just throw it in there, hit the button, done. Should make your life simpler. Sure does. Don't have to waste my time stirring. Don't have to waste my time fooling with spoons unless I want to. That is important. That is very important. That stout. Why would I be stirring stout, Paul Martin? No, it is tea. Um and French vanilla. No, not French vanilla. Apple caramel. Uh non-dairy creamer. Been hitting hard to the wife. Tell her they on Amazon. I believe they are on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just kind of and like what I do with my whole family is everybody got a wish list. And if it's something that they want, my wife was the one who came up with the idea. If it's something that you want, put it on your wish list. That way, folks ain't got to go around asking you, what you want for Christmas? What you want for Christmas? Turn them on to your wish list. And then, Christmas is that much more exciting. Did somebody? Because that's all I got to bring the joy back to Christmas for me, because all I'm doing is spending freaking money on Christmas. Matter of fact, before Christmas, my youngest daughter's birthday is at the end of November. Then you got Christmas, and then my other daughter's birthday is in January. So that, yeah, I'm getting ready to just be spending money here next couple months. So that's why I got to steal some joy for myself. You understand? So who else? You? Okay. In 9 minutes, I give y'all a little more time. I give y'all a little more time. I give y'all a little more time. Um, I got some fun stuff that I want to talk about. A lot of it is Halloween themed or will fit nicely in Halloween. Kamoyo say, hey, feel me on a Christmas tip, bruh. I'm just scrolling down some little notes here for future reference. Man. And then we're gonna talk about real life supervillain. We gonna talk about a real life supervillain. Okay. And I guess, okay, yeah. I have 8 topics I want to cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Yes, 8 topics I want to cover about the particular subject matter. So here we go with subject matter. Okay. Oh, anyway, hold on a second. I gotta pull down the image real quick. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. You know what? Let's go ahead and use this one. Boop, ba, boop, ba. Ah, there we are. Okay. Nice, I can get it cracking. Nice, I can get it cracking. Okay. Here's where we're at, gang. Now, do not be thrown off by the image that I am about to project to you, courtesy of, the fancy schmancy. But I'm just, there you go. Okay. Now, I don't want y'all to like sit around and so much hee ha ha about said image, because that's not where I'm at with it. I'm trying to bring attention to, first of all, he looks like some kind of crazy, whacked out supervillain like the Condiment King or somebody off brand like that. But the plot that he has cooking to try to win this election is deadly effing serious. And that's what I want to bring y'all attention to. Now that I have this picture brewing, I'm hoping it'll bring a little more attention. What is it I'm trying to bring attention to? Okay. Trump has already said on more than one occasion he's got a plan. Wink, wink, in case he does not win the election. Y'all heard about that, right? Okay. If he don't win the election, he has the means and the connections to stall the certification of the votes. If he stalls the certification of the votes long enough and it expires, then voting for the president goes to House and Congress. Currently, there are more Republicans than there are Democrats sitting. At last check, I believe we needed to flip about 8 seats so that could not even be a possibility. So for those of us who haven't voted yet and we're planning to vote in the opposite direction of Trump, that's something you should bear in mind. And I've said on more than one occasion, on more than one video, the presidential election race is not the most important race to be concerned about. We always need to be concerned about who we are putting in Washington as our lawmakers. There are people who are willing to do that for him. So we got to start considering who the F put that guy in place. Thinking about it? Is that something to think about? Was he? He said orange basura. Okay. His face matches the vest. Oompa Loompa with Palpatine aspirations. Oh, isn't the VP the tiebreaker vote in Senate? Well, Paul, with more Republicans in there than there are Democrats, I sincerely doubt if there's going to be an issue of a tiebreaker. You think there's going to be an issue of a tiebreaker with that many Republicans in the Senate right now? Nazi say he's an orange nightmare sickle. He can try. Biden has been busy seating judges for just this thing. You still need to vote because you have to remove those in Congress actively working against you. That is my point. That is my point. They need to remove people who are down to support that kind of thinking. If you lost, you lost. Do you think Harris's camp got something in place for if we lose, this is what we gonna do? We gonna tear this bitch up. Is it, you know what I'm saying? Or that's a villain thing. That's some Dr. Doom type shit. If I don't win, I still win. So saith Trump. Come on, y'all. But this is the man who's going to do right by us stuff. You doing those kind of dirty tactics, but you trying to do right by us. I'm getting in here by hook or by crook because he knows if he don't get in there, he still gotta have that discussion about them felony charges. That's still a whole thing. Vote the GOP out. Vote the controlling amount of the GOP out, because they're both in there for a reason. There has to be balance, and that's what it should be. There should be balance, but we know people don't play fair. People don't play ethically. You know what I'm saying? They don't go through that process and say, well, when this is done, and I got to step down and shut the hell up and go somewhere. Well, they voted me out, so, well, I'm going to go back home and do what I was doing before I was doing this. They don't do that no more. So the power has to come from us because we have always had the power. That's the trick y'all. That's the trick. They convince you that you do not have power and that your only choice is to vote like this or vote like that. Or you got folks like Umar Johnson telling you not to vote at all. If that ain't some of the most idiotic stuff I've ever heard in my life, don't vote at all. Do you understand that that's what the palm colored people want you to do, is not vote? And I don't know if y'all have seen it, but there's a video circulating right now of the cat that is in charge of the Heritage Foundation. Yeah, that Heritage Foundation that's been pumping Project 2025 tough. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, he was talking that talk. Yeah, I want people to not vote because that makes my vote that much more valid. Conservatives don't tell their constituents not to vote. That's a nightmare. That's scary. And heaven forbid, let it be someone influential that the masses will listen to. Can you imagine what would have happened in this country if Dr. Martin Luther King told black folks not to vote? Hell, they didn't have a right until after he was until he was assassinated. So I don't think even if he was alive, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if Malcolm X would have been alive to tell people not to vote? Would people have done that? Would people have not voted? That's some scary stuff. That's some scary stuff, y'all. That's scary to me. Plus, there is the Georgia case. He still has too. Yeah, he knows if he don't win the election, he got to leave the country. He got to do a Roman Polanski. Yeah. And go to a non-extradition country somewhere. That's all he's gonna be able to do. Go to Melania's country. Okay. We talked about Trump the supervillain. We we talked about Trump the supervillain. Trump the evil, diabolical plotter. I tell you who else I think is some diabolical plotters. Folks that run comic book companies. D, what you talking about? Folks that run comic book companies. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because I put it to the side here. Well, not even a rhetorical question. It is an actual question. How come that guy doesn't have a regular monthly comic book? He's been around longer than Miles Morales. Why doesn't he have a comic book? He's been around longer than Kamala Khan. Why doesn't he have a regular monthly comic book? Can anybody tell me why? Nobody? No takers? Okay. Can somebody tell me why this dude does not have a regular monthly comic. I mean, I don't feel like it's something that's difficult to fathom. It's actually kind of frustrating when you think about it, because it's not like there couldn't be, right? I did an article, not an article, a video, and it actually got more response than I thought it was going to get. People actually responded to this. Some people, negative, some people positive, but the point of the matter is they responded. And I can tell when people respond to my stuff, it's resounding. I think one person said, the people who make comics, Black powerhouse OP characters are not in their wheelhouse. They're not checking for Icon. They're not checking for Blue Marvel. They're not checking for the timeless version of Luke Cage. They don't believe that Black men should be cast in these kinds of positions. Why? Are they afraid of us? Because see, Divinity, I think over at Valiant, is the only like really OP character that's had his own title, but it wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a monthly. You put Omni-Man out in a comic book every month. You can put Homelander out in a comic book every month. And any number of Superman-like knockoffs. And even characters that don't have their own book still pop up in other people's comic books. Hyperion, Gladiator, Sentry. And I ain't even concerned about that. I'm concerned about why, when it comes to Black characters like that, why I don't get no airplay. Val-Zod, Calvin Ellis, they pop up here and there, and then they're gone. Why can't we get a monthly Superman comic book with Calvin Ellis or Val-Zod? Not Earth 2. That's an ensemble book. Y'all ever think about it? Let me see if y'all do. What y'all think about when y'all think about it? It seems like Al Ewing is the only one who is ever willing to put Blue Marvel in the spotlight. Then maybe we should let Al Ewing do a monthly. Kamoyo is a little more direct and to the point. They are Black and not legacy characters. They are original. I think us older Black fans who always wanted a Superman level Black hero would support either. The younger Black fans might see them as coons. An argument could be presented for that with Icon, but Blue Marvel? Power set's not even similar. The only argument you could present is he wearing a cape. And his current costume, he doesn't wear a cape at all. In fact, he wears a jacket. So I don't know why they would see it that way. Because Adam Brashear is the most powerful black character in existence. Maybe. Here, let me throw one out here. Let me throw one out here at you, so we can do this like this and talk about it. Now, he ain't the only one. Let's talk about one closer to home. Brand new. Why we don't get to see that one? We've seen him 2 times total. And for those of you that don't know, that is the Star Panther. That is another universe version of T'Challa. And rather than T'Challa becoming the Black Panther, T'Challa became a Superman level character. And he made his debut in the pages of Avengers Forever. Not the graphic novel or the miniseries, but the monthly Avengers Forever. And I think he showed up in Avengers, either Avengers Alpha or Omega. But again, ensemble piece. Don't make him an ensemble character. Why won't we give a character like that shine? Why don't we put a character like that front and center? Do powerful black characters make the industry nervous? Do powerful black characters not deserve a place? I don't get why they can't rock with that. Remember that the president told Blue Marvel to stop being Blue Marvel. So in his miniseries, was that art imitating life, Panthro? Is that how we would truly be? So Sam Wilson ain't a threat because he's not powerful. And so we'll tolerate Sam Wilson. We ain't worried about Sam Wilson. Miles Morales, he's gaining a few powers, but we ain't worried about him for the most part. Folks like him, so we gonna tolerate Miles Morales. But when it comes to some Star Panther, or when it comes to Icon or Blue Marvel, Calvin Ellis, Val Zod, we don't want to see none of that monthly. That's just, you powerful Negroes are drop in the bucket. We don't want y'all hanging out. Hey, Grand Madam, how you doing? Happy Halloween, sis. They are terrified of us. They see our strength in real time, and it scares them ishless. So we don't get to see the characters we want to see because what we want to see makes them uncomfortable. I thought the fan mattered. I thought what the fan wanted was important. You know what? Low key. Let's hit him up and ask him, y'all. Let's hit him up and ask him flat out. Why aren't characters like Star Panther, Blue Marvel getting the airplay that they deserve? Same thing over at DC. How come y'all ain't messing with Icon no more? How come Icon can't get a monthly? Let's hear that excuse. If nothing else, it will make for a very good video. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, it will make for a very good video. Forgot about Star Panther. To be honest, not a fan of the name. You know what? How many times has Carol Danvers changed her name? How many times has Monica Rambeau changed her name? You can change your name in comics. That ain't a demerit, you know. Heroes change their name all the time. It's cool. It's cool. They tease these characters out when they see our engagement dwindling. Rather than give us an honest title run, they piecemeal it to us. Constantly. Sam Wilson should be Falcon, standing up for the people in his community, like Luke Cage for Harlem. Yeah. Panthro, it could be argued that in and of itself is a form of power. Do we not always say right here at the Rock Me Nation, united voices are louder voices? It's the truth. You get enough people behind Sam Wilson becomes powerful in a way they do not calculate happening and cannot do anything about once it does happen, because it ain't just us that love Sam Wilson. It ain't enough of them, and they don't love him enough to give up Steve Rogers, but they're out there. That lineup of black characters in the MCU looked sorry. Lineup of black characters in the MCU? What lineup of black characters in the MCU? They know once we all realize our greatness as a whole, this fiction is all over with for them. Well, yeah, that's the part right there. We need to realize our greatness. We need to realize who and what we are. Brother Theo, what's up, my man? What's up? You ain't missed too much. We just talked about Trump, the supervillain. Right now, we talking about OP black heroes and why they don't get no shine. Like the video I did the other night, they don't get shine because folks ain't ready to deal with that level of power. They ain't ready to see us contending with galactuses and egos and celestials and living tribunals. They're not ready to see anything like that, because I think, kind of to Kamoyo's point, by and large, we excel at most things athletically, if not the very, very, very vast majority of them. You know what I'm saying? Rugby, football, basketball, baseball, UFC, MMA, you name it, it's a black person dominating it. And that physical power that they know they don't have by and large against us is compensated for in the fantasy world, in the world of comics, by making your strongest, most powerful, omnipotent characters palm colored. Then you cop out. To me, it's an excuse. Then you cop out when it comes to somebody like Galactus and make this very convenient story. Oh, Galactus appears to be the race of the beings of the planet he's coming to destroy. Long as he ain't a white guy. He's just a white guy. And why is he white? Why isn't Galactus black when he manifests himself to Earthlings? Uh-oh. Think I stumbled on something right there. That part. We're going to leave that right there. Look at the moment T'Challa appeared on screen. Even white folks in the crowd cheered. Disney didn't see that coming. Once they did, they had to divert it. Facts. Facts, Kamoyo, and more facts. Blue Marvel is too powerful for MCU if he's Earth-based. He can take on team breakers like Nefaria, Hyperion, Sphinx by himself. MCU refuses to use Earth-based villains at that power level. But they'll use a woman at that level. 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. And meanwhile, you underplaying another one. Scarlet Witch, Carol Danvers. We done seen what Carol Danvers can do. We done seen what the Scarlet Witch can do. How come we ain't got a demonstration of what Monica Rambeau can do? And the Marvels don't count because she can do way more than that. See how you display Monica Rambeau versus Carol Danvers versus Wanda Maximoff? Again, what's the variable? Or not the variable, but the common denominator. Palm colored people. Oh, but they're going to throw us a bone, or at least they think they throwing us a bone with Wonder Man. Here's a powerful black guy. Take that one. He ain't even black. And we know what happens when you change somebody's color. With one notable exception. We know what happens when you change somebody's color in the comics, particularly Marvel comics. Do you think they are going to make Simon Williams and Eric Williams black in the comic books? No. No. Interesting to think about, though, ain't it? Abomination is the only Earth-born MCU possible team breaker. I know he could beat the dog shit out of them Thunderbolts. That trash ass assemblage of Thunderbolts, yeah, he'll beat the daylights out of them. He'll beat the brakes off of them. That whack ass wrecking crew that was on She-Hulk, he'll beat the daylights out of them. So you ain't got no squad assembled existing in the MCU that could stop the Abomination if the Abomination really decided, I'm done taking it one day at a time. We are in the female pandering era and the excluding leading black men era. You are so right, Professor. You are so freaking right. And we need to bear in mind the same company that's like, F us, stop going giving them your money. And I know I go on this tirade pretty regularly, but would you go to a restaurant that kept messing up your shrimp and grits? Would you keep going? Would you keep giving them a chance? If you went to a particular McDonald's, got a quarter pounder, and got E. coli, would you go back to that McDonald's? Why do people keep going back to the effing MCU? Why? They keep giving you crappy products. They keep giving you subpar renditions of characters. Where are all the Wonder Man fans at? They ain't got nothing to say about that. Where are all those Simon Williams fans? Oh, we just gonna shut up and let them cook. No, they ain't cooking it. They burning it up. Literally. Don't give them a damn dime. Don't give them a plug nickel of your money for a subpar product or for some stuff you didn't ask for. Monica uses her powers far better than Carol. Always has. I didn't see any powers in that trailer for Wonder Man. How much money you want to bet me Wonder Man's powers ain't gonna be jack like they are in the comics? Yeah. Paul Martin loved Sphinx as a kid. Imagine a team up between him, Set, and Apocalypse. The new gods. Or the new gods of the earth. Da, 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 da. I was never as willing to invite Stan Lee to the cookout as other Marvel blurs. During his tenure, we never got an upper tier power wielding black superhero. I still love Uncle Stan for his contribution. He did enough. You know what I'm saying? He did stuff when nobody was doing anything. So, you know, I ain't gonna drag Stan. But yeah, I get exactly where you're coming from, though, Paul, because you closer to it than me. I say yeah. Speaking, can we go from not so OP, maybe not so OP, but to a more pertinent question? Why does that man not have a monthly comic? I ain't talking about Ultimate Black Panther. I'm talking about 616 T'Challa. Why does he not have a book? Why does he not have a monthly? Did interest just take a nosedive when it comes to T'Challa? We went from 2 books to 1 book to 1 book that is slowly starting to lose its allure. That's what we want out on the open market, as this is what we giving you for T'Challa. You giving us maybe not when it comes to T'Challa. Nobody's even trying to seriously examine. I don't get it. That Black Panther right there was doing just fine monthly. There was a lot of people, moaning and bitching and complaining and crying. Oh, well, it's moving slowly. You don't believe in building a story. You just want to issue 1, sock mugs. Issue 2, sock mugs. Issue 3, sock mugs. Issue 4, kick them. Oh, there's a plot switch. But you're not telling me anything when you run a story like that. You see what I'm saying? I would like to have a coherent storyline to follow along with some action. Give me action too. Don't just give me action pack. Bam, 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 bam. Slow down. Tell me a story. Because that's what needs to happen. A story needs to be told. We don't need to be just cramming it down your throat with no context. That's why it burns and fizzles. Because you're not giving me a story to follow. And humiliating the character for 10, 15 issues, we know doesn't work. John Diddley. So just let him fade into obscurity and be a supporting character in the Avengers. That's what Marvel wants to do. If you dig T'Challa, like I dig T'Challa, make your voice heard. Why it ain't no monthly Black Panther book, CB Cebulski? Why it ain't no monthly Black Panther book? Why can't Cheryl Eaton do it? Why y'all just kick her off? And if Cheryl Eaton can't do it, get one of your white writers to do it. We want a monthly. We want somebody who's going to respect T'Challa and respect his journey as a character. What happened to the blessings of Anuket that T'Challa got during Blood Hunt? Does he still have hydrokinesis? Does he still have electricity control? Or was it just something temporary that Anuket did for him at that moment? We just gonna leave that dangling? We ain't gonna explain that off? Or help me if I didn't hear anything else about it and something came of it and we saw what was going on with his powers again in some side story or somebody else's comment, please drop it in the comments, let me know. Because does he still have them or no? It was very unclear. All at the end, he's sitting there with Anuket and Bass is giving him heart-shaped herb, and we know the heart-shaped herb cures vampirism. So what happened with the blessing of Anuket? It just works in the water? What? In all fairness, Namor is an older character and can't carry consistent ongoing either. Namor has had a comic book that has run longer than 15 issues. Namor has had 3 runs that have lasted longer than 15 issues. T'Challa can't say that. Blue Marvel damn sure can't say it. So, and I hate to sound callous about it, but Namor McKenzie ain't my focus. You know what I'm saying? And when they decide they want to give Namor shine, they'll give Namor shine. Dialing back, he getting too hot again. Not yet, but it's coming. T'Challa doesn't have a 616 because they're going to push Sam Cap just like in the MCU. Pitiful. That's pitiful, Panthro. Not you, but the fact that that's the way, because I can't say nothing. That's probably what I was thinking. T'Challa should have an ongoing, but he's not unique to popular characters who can't keep steady ongoing. Okay. Paul, what makes a comic book a steady ongoing? Saturation, 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 constant, 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 constant. Even when Fantastic Four didn't have a book, people were still asking about it. Avengers, Daredevil, Captain America, Spider-Man. We ain't seen none of them die out. And if they did die out, they didn't die out for very long because you saturated us with them for years and years and years and years and years. When you're used to seeing something and somebody suddenly takes it away, you're going to have withdrawal. Ooh, man, where's my Black Panther, man? I need my Black Panther. You just snatch ours away. You snatched that Hudlin run away. It was just like, poof. Snatch that Ta-Nehisi Coates run away. But Spider-Man can run from 62 to 99. And how is a weird, strange, awkward, off-brand character like Spider-Man the flagship character of Marvel? Saturation, such a mother freaking ration. There's never been a day where you ain't been having Spider-Man crammed down your throat. Spider-Man's not my choice to be a flagship character. But that's who's the flagship, that's the face of Marvel. Thor. These characters were made popular because they were constantly being shoved in our face every month, and they became those characters. You could do the same thing with T'Challa. They could do the same thing with T'Challa. You don't have to stop his run. Look how hard they work to keep Miles Morales relevant. Another Spider-Man. Oh my goodness. You literally just wrote him out of the Avengers unless you are doing a run called Black Panther into the Meridian Diadem. And I don't know if that's purposeful but I think they're getting ready to, he's going to have an adventure in Meridian Diadem. That's cool. But why don't he have that Meridian Diadem adventure in the pages of Black Panther? Or why doesn't it cross over into a Black Panther book? We do that all the time with everybody else. All the freaking time. I ain't accepting no excuses. You can make any character you choose to make popular. And since you've proven that you don't listen to what the fans want, you can put whoever you want to put on that pedestal. Period. Goddess blood is permanent. It's mystical in nature. Okay, well, then that Meridian Diadem adventure should be quite interesting, shouldn't it? He should be more than up to the task of dealing with what goes on in there with electricity generation and hydrokinesis. He should be fine. He said nobody checking for Temu Aquaman. That's messed up because Namor was around first. While more popular is T'Challa becoming the Avengers' J'onn J'onzz. Team Backbone, ongoing or not, does T'Challa bring butts to seats in Avengers? Well, you got to show him for more than 1 or 2 frames for him to bring butts into seats, Paul. We get a now, is that purposeful? You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to make a character popular, you don't have to try. You see what I'm saying? If you want to make a character popular, what's stopping you? Scarlet Witch. All boils back down to the fact that they eliminated T'Challa from the MCU. You don't think that has something to do with it? Wanda Maximoff's popularity skyrockets. T'Challa's tanks. Why is that? Then there are characters like Shang-Chi. Ain't nothing going on with him right now, but his popularity will spike when we get another Master Shang-Chi movie. His popularity up. But then when people stop checking for Shang-Chi, It'll spike again. Because they ain't got no interest in making Shang-Chi popular. They have no interest in making Shang-Chi a flagship character. We already got a martial artist who's a flagship character, and he's white and currently dead. So maybe there's room for one to come in. I love Namor, the real Namor. I don't hate Namor, but I don't feel like Namor is in any danger of being made obscure. Because Atlantis is always going to be a factor. Wakanda is always going to be a factor too. But the way it's being worked, Wakanda is the factor, not T'Challa. Why aren't T'Challa and Wakanda immutable like Namor and Atlantis? Celestials and Eternals. Why do we not have those kind of immutable qualities for that character? Because there is no interest in giving that character immutable qualities. Just like we give him powers and don't showcase the damn things, but for one page. Oh, he doesn't need that much power. Goes back to what I was saying earlier. They don't want to see powerful black characters. They don't want to see that. That makes them nervous. And he's already the king of the most technologically advanced country on the planet. No, he doesn't need powers. He can manufacture them if he wants to. The Ultimates Team book series was fire. Probably too blackety black. Plus his King of the Dead powers. I ain't even mentioned them. Nah, they don't want to see that. They don't want to see that at all. And Wanda still ain't popular in comics despite all the attention they gave her in the MCU. But guess what, Theo? She currently has a monthly comic. That's more than T'Challa can say right now. Scarlet Witch got a monthly comic. They cramming her down your throat, whether you want to see her or not. See what I'm saying? You're proving my point. Don't nobody care at Marvel if you like the character or not. They don't care if you like them or not. What did Donald Trump say in a speech the other day? I'm going to take care of American women. I'm going to do what's best for American women, whether they like it or not. I'm going to show you how great the Scarlet Witch is. I'm going to show you how wonderful a Scarlet Witch comic book is, whether you like it or not. Somebody said it in the comments somewhere. It's been mandated. It's been mandated. We can't do nothing about what they mandate except say F them and go somewhere else. That way you ain't getting my dollar. That's where T'Challa no ticket comes from. That's where T'Challa no dollar comes from. And I stand 10 toes down on that, even if I'm standing on it by myself. F y'all, I'm not giving y'all no more money because you just showed me what kind of company you are. Trying to, baby boy, trying to. Theo, due to acting of Olsen and Bettany, I caught more feels from the cinematic love story of Wanda and Vision than in the comics. Didn't translate over to anything else. And I do mean anything else. I understand that no one is checking for it, just a waste of paper. Until they pull that trick that the devil pulled. Only this time, the trick that Marvel will be pulling is convincing everybody that Wanda Maximoff is a great comic book character. Wanda Maximoff is one of those characters that has the potential to break out and be more, but it's hard to do when you are designed as a supporting character. Wanda and Pietro were not even the main story of the comic book they premiered in. And we didn't examine their story until they had been in comic books for a few years. That's that forced popularity. I'm going to force them to be popular. Nope, they're supporting characters. That's all we're going to use them for. T'Challa, on the other hand, premiered as the antagonist in a Fantastic Four story that lasted 2 issues, mind you. Off the strength of that, he then made an appearance in Daredevil comics. He then made an appearance in Tales of Suspense comics when Captain America was in Tales of Suspense. He then made an appearance in Avengers comics. And it wasn't until the 70s they decided, let's give him his own book and see how it rolls. Everybody know about Panther's Rage. And on the strength of Panther's Rage, 15-issue series. And that is what they gave to T'Challa. 15 issues. The character who controls an element that is integral to pretty much every damn thing in the Marvel universe, you're not going to give any shine to. You give more shine to Vibranium than you give to T'Challa. I wonder why that is. Huh. T'Challa is Wakanda. He is the whole damn show. Comic sales show this. Can't argue with you there. I think Zatanna is more interesting than Wanda. Hold that thought, Paul Martin. I got something coming that Zatanna is involved in. So just there it is. A mandate. I may need to go to HR for this statement, but Wanda was interesting in 70s and 80s because Byrne and Perez drew her fine. We didn't get that Vision and the Scarlet Witch miniseries until the mid 80s. I don't know. I wasn't checking for Vision and the Scarlet Witch like that. I didn't buy that 12-issue miniseries of Vision and the Scarlet Witch. I bought the 4-issue one where they found out that Magneto was quote unquote their father. I did buy that series, but I didn't get the 12-issue series. They weren't that popular to me. Scarlet Witch, because for years and years and years, you played her like she was weak. Oh, she won Hex. Oh, I'm going to faint now. What am I check for her for? She faints every time she uses her power. She gets tired every time she uses her power. Same thing they did for years and years and years and years and years with Sue Richards. Now Sue Richards, one of the most powerful characters in all of Marvel. Or she gets mentioned when we talk about how powerful a character is. Don't sleep on them. She got something for you. Now Wanda's in that echelon. She's in that tier now. Oh, don't sleep on her. She'll tear your butt up. Okay, I guess that's the equivalent of lifting weights and becoming stronger power wise. Let's go with that. Wanda is a crazy Karen with powers. I won't argue that point. I was more emotionally invested in Luke Cage and Harmony Young than Vision Wanda. Okay. Okay. Um, wow. That was a nice name drop there, Paul. Speaking of name drops, I'm going to drop a name real quick because I know it's going to piss some people off. Might even make some people leave alive. Yeah. My team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, here's my question. And I already know the answer to the question. Will the Chiefs go undefeated? I am not so arrogant as to believe that the Chiefs will go undefeated. No, of course not. They will not go undefeated. With all of the trouble that we are having on offense, it is just a matter of time before somebody figures out a scheme to overcome the randomness that is Patrick Mahomes that folks have so much difficulty accounting for. Here is the Chiefs' schedule. We are currently at November the 4th. We are going to be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-game losing streak. Then after that is Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, couple games behind us. They are improving. They are a team improving. Buffalo Bills, I hate the Bills. Panthers, they the whipping boys of the league. Raiders, I already beat them. Chargers, I already beat them. Browns, come on now. Texans, Steelers, Broncos, not worried about them. So, of the teams we have left on our schedule, the only ones that concern me are the Bills, the Texans, and the Steelers. If we get beat by any other team outside of the Bills, Texans, or Steelers, I will be shocked because I don't see either none of the rest of those teams have an offense. I'm not talking about the Steelers, the Texans, or the Bills. Of the remaining people we have on the team, none of those squads have either A, the firepower on offense, or B, the shutdown on defense to be a problem for us. And then we just got Josh Uche. Mugs might not get a chance to show what their offense can do between him, Chris Jones, and let me shut up. I'm doing too much bragging. But I feel like we might lose 3, maybe 4 games at the most. And that's an honest assessment, given what we got, not even counting who comes back around playoff time or before. So there's something to consider too. A lot of these injured folks might be back sooner than you think. Maybe not Rice, but Pacheco, definitely. Hollywood, maybe in the playoffs. Juju, definitely. So that's my assessment of that. I'm not trying to brag. I mean, that's an honest assessment based on what I know about my squad and what I know about the squads that we playing. Let's see what y'all think. Winning the Lombardi matters more than an undefeated regular season. I agree wholeheartedly. But this question was brought to me by other folks, and that's why I'm doing this. I ain't doing it because the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to go undefeated. I don't think that. I'm not that stupid. Any given Sunday. But that's my assessment. That's what I think could happen. You know, I ain't sleeping on the Steelers. The Steelers look scary good. I'm not sleeping on the Texans. The Texans, when they firing on all cylinders, they are a force to be reckoned with. And DeMeco Ryans know what he's doing at that head coach position. He flounder a little bit every now and then, but they looking good. And the Bills, it could go either way. They either gonna get in our, you know what, or we gonna get in theirs. It ain't no two ways about it. Y'all still talking about that? Wanda is a white female identity character. The only chick I will buy an ongoing from is Magic. Here we go, Steve. Okay. Hey, gotta respect it. Gotta respect it. See y'all Christmas. At Kamoyo, I used to love me some Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. Yeah. 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 Jessica Drew, that action figure. Woo. Man, Spider-Woman. See? That's what I said. LOL. You the meme with the dude with the girl checking out other teams. That's me. Bears and Steelers. Steelers are a hot chick I check out. Okay. I'm do. I think I have said enough on that topic. The most we can do at this point is hurry up and wait. We'll see. We'll see Sunday, right? We'll see what's what Sunday. Right now, let's talk about comics. Because I only got two that I want to talk about. D, you said you had three. You said you had two comic books you wanted to talk about, but you holding three. I can count. I know what I said. Two of them is the same comic. And let's get to that one first. Black Panther versus Predator, number 3. I checked out this book. Yeah. Yeah. I like this cover better. Because Shuri did her thing in this book. Shuri fought a Yautja. All by herself. I read mention of Akili in this comic. Hey, Gray, what's going on? So this is another universe. This is not 616. Benjamin Percy, I think I pointed that out. I am thinking y'all gonna be mad at me. I'm buying this series because I started it, and I know it's over in an issue or so, and I'll be finished with it. Overall, I'm not overly impressed by this book. There are a couple of things going on that are noteworthy. Overall, it's what you would expect. The surprising intelligence of the Yautja. Of course, they've got to be intelligent if they can make spaceships that travel across the galaxy, across galaxies. They got to have some kind of smarts. People in the Roman Empire wasn't stupid, but they did like to fight and conquer stuff. Mayans, Aztecs, it wasn't just about sacrificing people, but they probably didn't need to do a Predator versus Black Panther. And if they did, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, Benjamin Percy should not have been the writer on this book, because Benjamin Percy's story isn't engaging me. It's very one-dimensional. So there, I said it. I think John Ridley's run was the only run that I couldn't wait for to be over. This is now joining it. Just T'Challa's out of character. There's events going on. It's like, hey, is that why there's too much going on that isn't being explained? You know, Jonathan Mayberry was available. Why didn't you get him to do it? I'm pretty sure he would have written a much better story. I don't know. Maybe it's because this Benjamin Percy cat likes the Predator and he likes writing Predator stories that they're like, oh, just let him keep doing it. Don't let him keep doing it. Now, this other book that I want to talk about. Batman, Full Moon. Now, if you're like me and Kamoyo, you are a huge werewolf fan. Yeah. A werewolf has come to Gotham. A malevolent werewolf has come to Gotham. And as usual, Batman is out there trying to figure out what's going on. Now, there are two reasons that I bought this book. Number one, I like werewolves. Number two, it is written by Rodney Barnes. That alone should be reason to go get it. The man who wrote Philadelphia and episodes of the Boondocks, yeah, go get that. The man who Salem's Lot is one of his favorite horror movies of all time, go get that. The man who loves Kolchak the Night Stalker, just like I do, go get that. It's a good read. It is the first one of I think it's a 4-issue miniseries. And I will let you know if this is not a real werewolf, if this is one of those stories where it turns out, oh, he just injected himself with wolf DNA or some stuff like that, I'm going to be very disappointed. If this isn't the mainstream prime universe, I'm going to be very disappointed in this book. Now, I will tell you this. From what I see in this book, Kamoyo, the werewolf is werewolf sized. It's a big ass werewolf. So, let me see if I can show you something without showing you too much. The art is done by Stevan Subic. I don't know how I feel about his art. It is interesting. That a big enough werewolf for you, Kamoya? Is that a big enough werewolf? He looked like he's standing about what, 7, 8 feet tall? That's a big ass werewolf. Yeah. So, yeah, it might definitely be worth it. I'll show you one more page. What's up with that? Yeah, he ain't playing. If that is not a real werewolf, if that's one of them pseudo phony fake werewolves, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be real pissed. Rodney, please let it be a real werewolf, bro. Please. Because that's my kind of werewolf book. So and also I am collecting Werewolf by Night, the red band edition. So yeah, we doing that. Okay. Now, I told y'all about the Penguin before, right? Did y'all go back and watch the Penguin after I told y'all about it? How many people watched the Penguin? Anybody? So I don't know if y'all know if the Penguin is good or not. How good is this show? It's crazy effing good. I'm still tripping over the fact that there's no Batman in it, and it is still entertaining. The Penguin is entertaining for a couple of reasons. Number one, Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Look at Colin Farrell without his penguin gear on, and look at Colin Farrell with that stuff on. That is some damn good makeup. I'll give you a little better picture here. Bruh, that's some good penguin makeup. I like that penguin makeup. Do you know what else makes the Penguin good? This chick right here. This is actress Kristen Milioti. She plays Sophia Falcone, the daughter of Carmine Falcone. Carmine Falcone is dead. We already know that. There ain't no other way to say it. Sophia Falcone is batshit crazy, and it's freaking beautiful. She is nutso, and I enjoy watching her nutso very much because it's very cold, very calculating, and she's very, very vengeful. She's pissed off, and she is striking back at everybody who ever did her dirty, and she is going hard in the paint. Bruh, this ain't like that penguin right there. It ain't that penguin. That nowhere near that Oswald Cobblepot at all. It is woo. I can't, bruh. If you ain't got HBO, get HBO and watch the Penguin. I very rarely, if ever, recommend a show based on a comic book, and the main character in that comic book is nowhere in the show. This is the first one. Penguin don't even look like a damn show based on a superhero. It looks like Goodfellas meets Scarface meets The Sopranos. That's the kind of energy you get out of a Penguin. Did y'all know? And this is just because edutainment is what I do. Do you know where the inspiration for the character of the Penguin came from? You know I'm going to show you, right? You'll never believe it. Especially black folks. That Penguin mascot was the inspiration for the Penguin. Kool cigarettes. I didn't even know Kools had been around that long. Kool's been around since the 40s. Or excuse me, the late 30s. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot made his debut in the pages of Detective Comics number 58 all the way back in December of 1941. Some 80 years later, he is still entertaining that crap out of us. Interesting fact, in a town full of loony, crazy serial mugs, Penguin is one of the few Batman rogues who does not have some sort of mental condition and who is not batshit crazy. He's just a career criminal. Watch the Penguin. It's a good show, y'all. It really is a good show. What we talking about? I got in some of it. I dig it. I gotta block off time to catch up. Yeah, they about 7 episodes in. It's still you it's perfect for you because you can binge it. And you go ahead and binge like 3 or 4 of them straight, you're gonna be like, this is the shiznit. Line V3 Penguin. I don't know exactly what that means. Say she Eva Green crazy. Ooh. Penny Dreadful. Penny Dreadful. You know what? You gonna make me go watch Penny Dreadful. She was batshit crazy in that. She does. I mean, Sophie. So I ain't even gonna lie. Sophia Falcone is most of the reason why I watch this show because I want to see what her crazy ass is gonna do. I ain't gonna tell you what she did to her family or how she did it, but the way she did it was like, damn, she's crazy. Trust me, man. After you watch a couple episodes, especially the episodes where Sophia is doing some stuff, you're gonna be like, damn, I gotta watch this. What is it? What's going on? She's nuts. But yeah, bro. The Penguin is that show, man. It's that show. I ain't no sense of me lying. I enjoy the hell out of it. Those damn menthols. Yeah, they've been around forever, haven't they? I didn't think folks started smoking menthols till about the 60s. Oh, black folks didn't start smoking menthol till about the 60s. Well, I know my mama used to smoke Newports and them menthols too. So I don't know what it was about them. Oh, because they're highly addictive. Yeah, that's probably why people were smoking them so much. But check out the Penguin. Check out the Penguin. It's Halloween. What Halloween movies you been watching? Have you been watching Halloween movies? Or do y'all do Halloween movies? I do Halloween movies at my house. I don't do like the demonic Halloween movies. You know what I'm saying? I'll rock with like a good thriller or I'll do some horror and some of that too. Cause like I was talking about The Thing. I've been talking about The Thing. I've been talking about Salem's Lot a whole bunch because I like both of those movies. I really like both of those movies. And I will watch mostly pretty much anything by John Carpenter. John Carpenter has a very weird sense of horror. The Fog, very cool horror movie. Of course, he's the pioneer. He made the one of the most successful. I won't say the first, but he made one of the most successful slasher movies ever in Halloween. You know, you can't miss with John Carpenter. John Carpenter even did a movie with Ice Cube, Ghosts of Mars, and that was a horror movie. He's got a really good one called Prince of Darkness, and it's basically Satan in fluid form. Into the Mouth of Madness. Dude, he's got a different kind of sense of horror, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, John Carpenter makes more than horror movies, because one of my favorite movies, and I'm sure it's one of your favorite movies by John Carpenter of all time, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York. Not horror movies, but by John Carpenter, and very well worth the watch. If you prefer Stephen King, I like Carrie, Salem's Lot, of course. I like Firestarter. I like those horror movies that weren't meant to be horrible. And I think that's where Stephen King excels. Stuff that wasn't meant to be horror, but he finds the horror in it. Cujo. Pet Sematary. I like the book. I like the book version of The Running Man. Stephen King wrote The Running. Yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That Stephen King wrote The Running Man, but he wrote it under his pen name, Richard Bachman. See, edutainment is what your boy do. Stick around with me. I drop some bombs on you. What we talking about? She is like Alice from Luther. Crazy. You like creature horror. Okay. We'll get to that second. Assault on Precinct 13. The original. The original. Give me some good space horror and I am locked in. I will tell you, the scariest space horror movie I ever watched, Event Horizon. And because of the nature of Event Horizon, I will not watch Event Horizon again. No, you can't pay me to watch Event Horizon again. Well, depends on how much you're going to pay me. That whole Prince of Darkness was a trilogy? What was the other two? How did I miss this? While not a horror movie, They Live, another very good John Carpenter movie that has one of the best fight scenes I ever seen in a movie in my whole life. That fight between Roddy Piper and Keith David. And then I read that they ad-libbed a lot of that. Very good. And that is the movie where the line is spoken, I have come to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I am fresh out of bubble gum. Grace said Juice is my favorite horror movie. I guess so. Do y'all go in for the lighter Halloween fare? Do we rock with the Nightmare Before Christmas, Monster House, Hocus Pocus, Charlie Brown, Haunted Mansion, or Paranorman? Do we like any of those movies? Yes? No? Maybe? I'll let y'all marinate on it. I'll let y'all marinate on it. Or are y'all more of y'all like the grown stuff? Jason, Hannibal, Chucky, Jigsaw, Pennywise, The Nun. I've never watched The Nun. I don't know how scary The Nun is or isn't, but it looked like it got some demonic connotation to it. And I don't fool with that anymore. Event Horizon. Yeah, man, that movie was I think 2 more of his films are a part of the trilogy. Can't remember which though. I can't see what movies would line up with Prince of Darkness. Oh well. Oh, you rocks with Monster House? I like Monster House too. Generally, realistic horror is scarier to me. However, that crazy Zuni totem doll from Trilogy of Terror still creeps me out. Bruh. Karen, when we talked about this, Paul, Karen Black at the end is scarier to me than that Zuni fetish. When she's sitting there, she's squatting down and she got that knife and she's gritting her teeth and I'm like, ooh. I feel sorry for her mama. She about to get toe up. That movie was very unsettling because the first 2 of Trilogy of Horror was like, but then they had that Zuni one, and you was like, ooh, oh my goodness, oh my, it's stabbing through the suitcase. Oh yeah, that was that was indeed unsettling. What we got here? Fright Night. Again, same thing. Oh, and hello, Keita. Same thing. When she said, Charlie, you promised you wouldn't let him get me. And he dropped that cross and was getting ready to go over there, and her teeth went all the way up to her ears. Because I went and seen that at the movies when I was in high school. So, we was all like just just tripping because it was Fright Night was that movie. The Omen, no, I don't fuck with that. I have not watched the Omen series since I watched it. I'm just it's something about the devil. I can't I can't do. I can watch any other type of horror, but if it got something to do with the devil or satanic or demonic or something, count me out. I ain't with it. Apocalypse Trilogy, The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and Into the Mouth of Madness. Apocalypse Trilogy. Okay, I wouldn't call it a trilogy though. But John Carpenter's weird, so whatever. It watch the first It. I like the scary stuff. My wife does not. Carrie. Again, things you don't expect to be horrible, things you don't expect to be terrifying, things you don't expect to be scary are the scariest. And that's what I like about Stephen King books. I didn't know it was even possible to make vampire movies scary. I never thought vampire movies were scary until I watched Salem's Lot. Because I could watch all the Bela Lugosi, the Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing stuff, and there was a couple off-brand cats who played Dracula or vampires and something, and it was they have blood hanging out the side of their mouth. It was never scary to me until Salem's Lot. That scene with what's his name is scratching on the window, talking about open the window up, open the window. Ooh, hey. All 3 films have the same themes. Yeah, ain't no hope. You're all going to die. Is that why it's called the Apocalypse Trilogy? Because everybody dying in them joints. Tim Curry deserved an Emmy for playing Pennywise in It. Well, let's find out, Paul Martin. I don't want to go. I don't just want to go making accusations. Let's see. And Tim Curry, oh my goodness, he was amazing in Legend. I loved him as Darkness. Let's see here. Let's see here. Awards. Emmy nominee for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series. 4 wins, 13 nominations. What for? God, he's won Emmys for everything but it. That is insane. The one movie he deserved an Emmy for, he did or deserved to be nominated for, he didn't get nominated for. He's nominated for a Tales from the Crypt episode in 94. Nominee. He won an Emmy, a voice acting Emmy, for Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that he's won has been for his animation work. So there you go. No Emmy for Pennywise. Yes, it is indeed a travesty. Silver Bullet, werewolf movie. Like it. We need more werewolf movies. Come on, y'all agree with me. We need more werewolf movies. We need to show werewolves love. Like, when there are as many werewolf movies as there are vampire movies, I'll be happy. The Lost Boys, a vampire movie. See? Firestarter. I like Firestarter. I liked Misery. I remember the title of the Manitou, but I don't remember what it was about. What was the Manitou about? Give me like a quick little thing. The Conjuring. Nope. Apocalypse Trilogy, cosmic horror, isolation, and external antagonist that moves among those trapped. Creeping fear. There was indeed creeping fear in Prince of Darkness. Cosmic horror. That was at least one of the movies. Isolation. Isolation in all of them. Oh, I like The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. Matter of fact, just watched it the other night. That is my favorite version of The Wolfman so far. If they come out with one better than that, I'll like that. But yeah, Benicio del Toro did that. Him and Anthony Hopkins. That was a dope ass Wolfman movie. An ancient medicine man that came back as a tumor on a lady's back. Damn. That sounds creepy. Am I into the Saw franchise? No. I watched the first 3. I watched the first 3. And then after that, it was kind of like, for me, it was kind of like that same kind of Friday the 13th, Halloween type of thing. Is it was becoming, we just gonna keep building on this and building on this. Horror movies work as a trilogy or a series, but you got to give me a different direction with it. You know what I'm saying? Like the first Nightmare on Elm Street was just, oh, I'm giving these kids hell. The second Nightmare on Elm Street was, oh, I'm trying to step into another level of terrorizing these kids. And then the third one was, okay, the kids fight back. See what I'm saying? Evolution with the Freddy stuff. It might have been all cheesy, but it was evolution. And I like to see that. Don't just show me, oh, I'm going to stab some people for 2 movies. Oh, I'm going to stab some people for a 3rd movie. Because like Halloween, okay, that's good. Then it's like Halloween 2, more of Halloween 1, but just in a grosser way. And it's like, all right, you done lost me. Oh, the return of Michael Myers. Stop. 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 He returns to do the same thing he was doing in the first two movies. Hellraiser. First two. I watched the first two. Then after that, I'm good. Night of the Lepus. Correct me if I'm wrong, Keita. Ain't Night of the Lepus a movie about giant rabbits? Where's the horror in that? They gonna repopulate the earth because they all humping? I don't think the person that made that movie thought it all the way through. Dangerous rabbits? And you had to make them giant because a bunch of little rabbits running around wouldn't have been terrible. I don't know. So, a horror movie about rabbits, that's about scary as a horror movie about butterflies. There's a streaming black horror movie out now, Mr. Crockett, I think it's called. I think the brother is a batshit crazy puppeteer. Ah, gotcha. Slasher films don't move me. I figure if it bleeds, I can fight it. Yeah, Busta Rhymes was doing karate with Michael Myers in one of the movies. How come he didn't get his head socked off like that dude on Friday the 13th? Jason Take Manhattan, brother up there jumping into a Flatbush style trying to box Jason, and Jason socked his damn head off. Food of the Gods. That was cool. I liked Empire of the Ants more. If we're gonna go H.G. Wells, Empire of the Ants was probably a much scarier concept because when you think about it, it's 5 to 10 times more ants on the planet than there are human beings. Well, I tell you, that realistic stuff is scary. All the bugs come together and decide they want to off us. There ain't nothing we could do about it. Because bugs get everywhere. They get in your house. They get everywhere. There's nowhere you can stop bugs. Oh, see, now y'all going off the rails. Bunnicula. Bunnicula. We are actually discussing bunnicula. Oh my goodness. Also, Halloween, at least for me, Halloween doesn't necessarily have to be about scary stuff because when we dressed up for Halloween, or when we did dress up for Halloween and go trick or treating, did we always dress up like a monster? No, you had that Batman outfit. No, you had that Spider-Man outfit. Didn't they have a $6 million man outfit back in the day where you could be Steve Austin running around in peace? Give a kid a little leisure suit with the collar open and some taco meat he can stick to his chest. I'd have went to Steve Austin like that if they had the little leisure suit with the butterfly collar. You know what I was gonna do this year, and I didn't get up off of my butt and do it. I was gonna dress up like a baseball fury for Halloween for the Warriors, from the Warriors. The baseball furies they had on the. But I was gonna do my version. I was just gonna get my own baseball uniform and not a Yankees pinstripe one. I can't wear no Yankees pinstripe, especially not now. I'd have been answering all kinds of questions, and I don't feel like doing that. Leviathan, yeah, that was a good movie. Deep Rising. I was talking to somebody about Deep Rising the other day. Excellent freaking movie. Very, very underrated. That was a damn good movie. I believe it was done by the same guy who did the first X-Men movie. No, not Bryan Singer. The second second, third, one of them. I know it was an X-Men guy that he worked on that before doing X-Men. So, yeah. Yeah. And I think somebody mentioned Near Dark, where the vampires, I think it was Bill Paxton, and Jeanette Goldstein, and that's Hudson and Vasquez from Aliens. They were vampires, and they were putting like trash bags on a car, to keep the light from coming in, and they were sitting in a car. It was, yeah, that was a good one too. A lot of good. We can't even watch all the Halloween. We can't even watch all the Halloween movies. We can't watch them. Watched that the other night, Gray. My wife had never seen it before. And it was, because I think it was Grand Madam said, if I watched that movie, I don't, and I lived in Alaska, I would have moved. Thing about it is 30 Days a Night up north. I am not as far north in Alaska as you can go. There is a lot further north you can go from Anchorage. Fairbanks is up north. Nome is up north. Barrow, where the movie takes place, all that is up there. We still get day and night. The worst I think it gets here, you don't get 30 days a night. I don't even think you get a whole day of night here. Close to it. I think you might get something like maybe like 17, 18 hours of night at the worst point. So we could deal with vampires. Oh, word. The Jets are beating the Texans. That's the thing about Texans, just like I was saying, when they firing on all cylinders and doing what they supposed to be doing, they're a team to be reckoned with. You are in Alaska. They are in cold AF. Yes, Kamoyo, exactly correct. That what you just said. That is cold AF, Alaska. I ain't got no reason to go up there. They say you go up there and like work on the pipeline or work supporting the people that work on the pipeline, and you can make like ridiculous money, but you got to be there. I think it's like you're like 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off for the month, or it's like a week on and then 2 weeks off, or 3 weeks, something like that. You're doing a lot of bouncing back and forth. That ain't no type of job I would want to have. It's very, very unstable. You got to run back and forth, and we're not running back and forth. We're not running back and forth. It is almost the 2 hour mark, and I am right on time where I want to be. We are at the last topic of the evening. How many of you happy people have been following my 10 days of Halloween on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that? Y'all been enjoying 10 days of Halloween? Wow. Nice name drop. Nice name drop. But like I said, 10 days of Halloween. Anybody, just off top, what was your favorite 10 days of Halloween? What was your favorite one? I already know. Y'all gonna say G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was your favorite? G.I. Joe was your favorite, wasn't it? G.I. Joe. You know what? That just came together so perfectly. Did not even plan that. When I'm doing stuff on TikTok. And I notice a lot of y'all do too. Y'all look for a song that will either encapsulate the character or the theme of what's going on in the picture or setup or stuff like that. I was not expecting to find that hip hop remix of Cobra. I was not. That shit was dope when it came on because I put it on and I thought it was just gonna be the regular like Cobra, and then the beat dropped and I was like, that's nasty. And people been rocking with it, man. It's got oops, I am in the wrong. Oh, there it is. I'm not single. I'm taken. There you go. Don't want to play too much of it. I don't want them silencing my video. 702 views so far. I expect that to go over 1,000 easy. But I was thinking, how could I end this? Because after I show y'all, I'm gonna show y'all some shots of what I've done, and I'll put the video up as soon as I get out of here. But real quick, without any further ado, I present to you, and this is what I'm gonna call it too, the Just Us League. What do you think about that? How you feel about the Just Us League? Because that's just us. And I know what you're saying. What about Wonder Woman? Well, she's Hellenic Greek. So there might be a little mixture of some stuff going down in her line. Yeah, that I ain't even gonna lie. I'm quite happy with this one. I am quite happy with this one. Definitely. Yeah. So that's gonna be the capper for my 10 days of Halloween. What y'all think about that right there? I had fun doing it. I had an absolute blast doing it. And you got to see it exclusively. Kita likes it. Gray likes it. Moyo said I did that. Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to be sure of. So real quick, I don't know if Theo is still in here, but great lineup. What you say, girl? You like that? You like that? You like that lineup? Yeah. When I was sitting around thinking about how I was going to do it, it hit me, and I was like, I got enough characters that I can make a Black Justice League if I want to. I mean, Red Tornado's a robot, so he's not white. Jean is green, but every person we done ever seen depict Jean Jones, whether it was in movies, whether it was on TV, whatever, it was always a black guy doing it. So I figured we got to have Jean in there. Yeah, and then there's a black version for everybody else. So yeah, we did. We did. I'm quite pleased with it. Quite pleased with it. We need the Weather Girls, just us playing in the background. I got some ideas. If I can find like a funky version of the Super Friends, like I found for Cobra, that's what's going in there. But yeah, this has been Halloween, and I know it is. It's almost midnight. What is it? 7:40, 8:49, 10:40. Yeah, it's almost midnight on the East Coast. So y'all probably about done Halloweening. I, on the other hand, it is only 7:40 here, so I can probably watch me a Halloween movie or two. Before wait, hold up. Here go. Did you purposely forget Mr. Terrific, Steel, and Cyborg? No, I did not purposely forget Mr. Terrific, Steel, and Cyborg. I was assembling a Justice League to be the foil for the Legion of Doom that I did. Now, if you go back and you look at that video where I did the Legion of Doom, it's not 100% according to the television series Legion of Doom. I pulled a couple of characters out of that Legion of Doom. I pulled Bizarro, I pulled Toyman, I pulled the Riddler and Giganta, and I replaced them with some other members, which I thought would go better. Same thing here. I'm glad you brought this up. Okay. Red Tornado. Red Tornado, if we're talking about Super Friends. Red Tornado, the only reason you didn't have Red Tornado in the challenge of the Super Friends is because they replaced him with Samurai. So I'm replacing Samurai with Red Tornado. Black Vulcan, we all know, was because the creators of Black Lightning would not give them the blessing to use Jefferson Pierce in the Super Friends. So they came up with Black Vulcan. Okay. John Jones belongs in any version of the Justice League. Period. Point blank. He belongs in any version of the Justice League. You ain't got John Jones in the Justice League. That ain't the Justice League. Ain't he a founding member? Enough said. Need more female representation in the Justice League. How you gonna have Wonder Woman just running around with all them dudes? And who better than her? It was either her or Rocket or Nubia, but she been around. And I like Mari better. Everybody else is who belongs there. So that is with the exception of John Jones, Red Tornado, and Black Lightning, that is everybody who belongs in the Justice League. My version. So there you go. I'm not just throwing them in there because they black. I'm throwing them in there because they actually belong in there. There was a method to the madness. Thank you. Take your time, bro. Take your time. Take your time. I'm glad y'all like it. Y'all keep your eyes peeled to my TikTok page because I will be putting the live video up. Look here, y'all. Y'all are the best. I have a guest scheduled for Friday Night Vibing tomorrow. I have not heard from my guest since last week. I will go ahead and send the invitation to my guest and see if my guest responds. If my guest responds, we will have a guest on Friday Night Vibing for the third week in a row. Not resting on my laurels. I am still looking for viable guests. If y'all got some connections to somebody who you think would be a very good fit for Friday Vibing, shoot me the info if you got it, or reach out to them on your own. When I know, you'll know. And I am definitely going to be pumping my guest because he has been on the show before, and we're going to try to have him on the show again tomorrow. Look here, y'all. Thank you, everybody who pulled up. Thank you. You could have been out trick-or-treating. You could have been out snatching bags. You could have been out doing anything in the world, but you chose to spend your time right here with me. And I'm going to let you know from a personal standpoint, I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate that. On the come up, though, check your boys' numbers. We're going to be up there pretty soon. Like I said before, when I reach 1,000, I'll be giving out some stuff. So y'all spread the word about me. And I will be that blessing when you bless me. I'm gonna be that blessing whether you bless me or not. That is it for now, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all here tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, same real place, same real channel. Your man Theo B will be right here beside me, and hopefully our guests will be there too. That is it for tonight, y'all. I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good to each other, and happy Halloween.